fucking Zach Hunt, everybody. Give it up for Zach Hunt.
I literally see that dude every fucking week too. So anyways, as Christian said, my name is Zach Hunt, and I'm glad to see people like not social distance anymore, right? Like it's nice. Give up for like being able to be ass to ass. Yeah. But see, even when they said 6 feet, I had no fucking problem with that. Because usually I'm asked to keep 100 yards. But like next month, I'll be celebrating 1 year doing comedy. But that helped me get off a 2.5-year meth addiction. Yeah. Like, I wasn't one of those meth heads you're used to that run around committing crimes. Folks, I tried to solve them when I was on meth. Like, I called the FBI, we'll say 50 times. I know I'm on a watch list. But you know, I like to start my sets off with like a hot topic that maybe everybody's having to talk about, right? So I'm gonna start off with the gold rush of 1850. I say it's a hot topic because in the NFL, we hear about these teams having to change their names because of their cloudy history, right? But nobody ever talks about the San Francisco 49ers. And I think their history is a little more cloudy. Like I said, it's based on the gold rush of 1850. When California, there was miners out there and like, yo, we're finding a shitload of gold. If you mine, come on down to California and get some gold. But I bet you guys did not know that started a nearly 175-year tradition in the state of California of soliciting minors. Oh, it's gonna get worse, I promise. And to stay on the theme of pedophiles, did you guys know in 2020, they were going out saying, we want to re-identify. We don't like being called pedophiles. We prefer to be called MAPs. Minor attracted people. Most of you didn't hear about it because somebody said, you go fuck yourself. But I think collectively we all agree pedophiles should be hunted down and captured, right? Yeah. So fuck it, let's let them call themselves MAPs. Because now we go to hunt them down, we're going on fucking map quests. Now to deviate from pedophiles, I'm gonna talk about Disney. Promise, it's not pedophilia. Although it's pretty bad. Last year, they bought Pornhub. Yeah, none of you knew about that because Disney is smart. They use their subsidiary ESPN because folks, who's more capable of handling bats and mitts? And you know, Pornhub's like, we're okay with them taking charge of this transaction because they have a history of taking 2.5-hour performances and making a highlight reel as well. But I don't know if you've been on Pornhub and know what's pretty big right now. It's all in the family. Incest. Not to be confused with insects, although I'm pretty sure that both forms have an ant category. So you might ask yourself, Disney, why you buy Pornhub? It makes logistical sense as a business. You want to own the one place in America a family can still come together. And you know, like Disney, I'm bitter because Disney sets us up to think like love is like, you watch a movie like, oh, that's how relationships go. I kiss an unconscious girl and I fall in love. Next thing you know, you're fucking getting tased on a restraining order. But maybe I'm bitter because like I've only had one girlfriend that kind of chapped my ass, you know, like really grinding my gears. And I say that because she was a germaphobe. And I don't know if you've ever dated a germaphobe, but they're a lot to manage. And I don't know why the fuck she liked me because I am German. But like the one thing she did that really irritated me, like before she would eat, she'd spend like anywhere from an hour to 2 hours just meticulously wiping down the area. So like I said, she used to really chat my ass. And I'll close out with this last relationship tale. Like, has anybody ever dated a coworker? Yeah, that's the right fucking answer to. Yeah. Because you know what, like, I had a couple last week, like, yeah, we got married 13 years. I'm like, you're the 1%. Like, mine was like a story of drugs, love, and a fucked up New Year. So like I started working in this restaurant, I was like fresh off drugs myself, you know, like that fucking high sobriety, like I just love life, like I'll work 80 hours, that's cool, man. And then you crash back down, you're like, why am I doing this? But like she actually hit on me, and usually when a woman hits on me, I have to go to the hospital, so this was a fresh start. But like I didn't know what I was getting into, because she had just had a baby with a guy that she was splitting up with, but still lived with. So naturally, I went over when he wasn't there. But like, I had to encounter a situation I've never dealt with, because I've never really dated a woman with a kid. So I've never had to like get into the motion of doing it with her, and then you have a 2-month-old just staring you down. And like, I'm okay with that. It's a stale face, so I don't feel like I'm doing good work. Like, they're still learning, I'm still learning too. Give me a break. But equally, like, the further you get into those relationships, like, you start getting hints like, maybe there's a reason things aren't going well with you guys. Like, one day she comes into work like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I found it, he was selling his ass on Craigslist trying to get coke. I'm like, you dated this guy for 2.5 years. You have a child with him. And you're just now finding these things out? Like, something's not right. I come to find out, yeah, she had a warrant. Because she did meth. At the time, I hadn't. But I tried to be like, you love somebody. Like, if you love them, you look past those flaws. And I tried to, as she was in jail for 3 months. Like, that was, like, I lived Orange is the New Black, but like, it was exactly like trying to watch a show, because I could only see her through a fucking screen. But like, she got out, you know, we tried to make it work again, and then the last time, she got in a fight at Applebee's. Because you know they have the 2 for $20 special? She thought it was 2 for 1. And she was not gonna take no for fucking answers, so she gave them a 2 for 1 special. Then she proceeded to go outside and assault an officer. And by officer, I mean a man on a horse. Until she was chased by an actual officer who tased her. So needless to say, I was pretty bummed New Year's Eve. Like, I had nobody to kiss. I'm not gonna kiss myself. I got in trouble last time. So like, I get an Uber to pick me up. I'm like, I'm just gonna go home, smoke weed, you know. That'll make me happy for sure. So like, the Uber driver gets there and he's like, hey buddy, if you want, you can sit in the front. Oh, that's cool. I'll pay for the back. I'm gonna use that one. And like, they always try to get you in a small conversation too. Equally, it's either that or some music you really don't want to fucking hear. So I'll choose the fucking conversation I don't want. And he's just telling me about his life, like all of his accolades. Like, I'm working 3 jobs, man. I got all this money. Wish I had a lady I could spend it on. I said, dude, it is your lucky fucking day. My girlfriend's in jail. And commissary's a pretty big demand. You can walk away with 10 wives tonight. He said, or a guy. That's about how quiet it was till we got to my house. And so we pull up at the house and he's like, look, I'm gonna cut the shit, man. I'm lonely. It's New Year's Eve. And I notice you're not gonna tip me, so if I gave you $1,500, would you suck my dick? I didn't get mad, guys. Because you can't let that shit affect you. You wake up the next day, and it's a new year, and a new start. And what is a better way to start a new year than with $1,500 fucking dollars? All right, thank you, that's my time. Keep that energy going a little more. A little more. All right, this next comic going all over the U.S., headlining in different places. Give it up for Ray Hensley.